Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we are starting a brand new reading vlog. So this one's very exciting. I've been thinking about doing this one for quite a while, and now I finally have the means to do it, so I'm going to do it. So we are starting 3 new fantasy romance series, starting with their first books. I usually like to just read the next book or what's out. But we're trying something a little bit different this time. So we're trying the first books in 3 new series, or new to me at least, and it should be a good time. So these are very popular books, so I'm not gonna harp too much on their synopsis, because one, I don't necessarily want to know more about these, because I feel like it's best to go into these types of books with, just low expectations and being open-minded. So that's why we're going to handle it this time. So the first book that I'm going to be reading in this vlog, and it's the one I'm probably the most excited about, is Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. This is the first book in the Kindred Curse saga, and this book has been absolutely everywhere on my Instagram and my booktube. People are just going feral over this series, and I'm feeling left out. So I want to jump on the bandwagon and see what I think about it. The only thing I know about this is that there is a love triangle. There's enemies to lovers, and we have a girl named Dam who is trying to find her missing mother. I believe that's all I know. And everyone just loves this book. So we're going to see what my feelings are going to be on it as well. So very excited to start this. I'll be starting it after I do this intro. And then next is Blood and Steel by Helen Scher. And this is the first book in the Legends of Thesmar series. So this was pitched to me as, if A Court of Silver Flames is your favorite book in the ACOTAR series, you will love this. And of course, Silver Flames is my favorite book in the ACOTAR series. So I am very excited to jump into this. I've seen nothing but praise for it. And this is one that I don't really know what the plot is. So there's got to be training involved if it's going to be anything like ACOSIF. So I'm expecting lots of tension. I'm expecting lots of training. So I guess we'll see when I start reading it. So this is the next book. And then last but not least, I am very, very, very excited to read this. I might read this before Blood and Steel. I'm not entirely sure. But it's the first book of the Lady of Darkness series, Lady of Darkness. I don't know anything about this, except that people say if you love Throne of Glass, you should read this. And we know I'm trash for Throne of Glass. I adore that series with every heart in my being. And we're gonna see what I think about this. I did hear that this first book has very similar ties to the original Throne of Glass novel, but then it kind of starts being its own thing, which I'm okay with. Everything's inspired by something, so I'm not gonna hold it against it. But I'm very excited to see what I think, because Rachel from Raven Haired Reader, who has been singing the praises for all of these books, has been really enjoying this series, and we have very similar tastes. So I'm very excited to read this. It should be a good time. So that's my reading plans. My goal is to finish these in a week. That's asking a lot, because I'm a slow reader, and sometimes I don't want to read. And I don't force myself to. So we're gonna see if I can keep my motivation going and read as much as I can. So my goal is to try to have these done this week. It's currently Sunday, so anything can happen. And we're just gonna roll with the punches, So I'm gonna go start Spark of the Everflame, and hopefully I'll have some updates for you soon. Alright, so it's currently the next day, and I am currently reading Spark of the Everflame. I am actually about close to being done. I'm about 100 pages out from the end, which is crazy. I got the bulk of it read yesterday, which I haven't done something like that in a while. So I'm actually really proud of myself. Granted, the writing is very easy to digest and the font size is pretty huge. So I'm not complaining, but that just makes things a little bit easier for me. But I just want to talk a little bit about my feelings on this book before I finish it. I'm actually really enjoying it. It's probably sitting at about maybe 4 star. I'm not like gripped just yet. I hear that's more next book territory. But I am liking the characters. It's very much kind of like a one character in particular here reminds me of Dane in Fourth Wing. And I can't get that image out of my head, so he kind of bothers me. But our main character, DM, is pretty cool, I guess. She's kind of annoying me too. They're just she's very much a Clary Frey type character. If you grew up with the Shadowhunter Chronicles and the Mortal Instruments, she's very much a Clary Frey type of character, where someone just reacts without thinking through about the consequences of those actions. And she kind of annoyed me, especially in one particular scene. Because it looked bad not only on her, but on the person that she was with. And people are supposed to be able to trust them. And an outburst like the one that she had kind of hinders that. And she is on a mission. She does have something that she needs to do, but that was not the way to do it. And that scene just kind of really irked me and made me get very annoyed with her. But her original love interest, Henry, like I said, reminds me of Dane, and so I'm just side-eyeing him, and I'm not really a fan. But we've had some interactions with our potential love interest, Luther, who is the crown prince and is set to be the next king in this kingdom. He's the best character so far. Like, I mean, he's not too awful. He's grumpy and he's broody. Of course, they all are. And he likes our main character. So we don't have that much to do with him so far. But I'm excited to delve more into their dynamic. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'll be able to finish this book tonight, and then I'll probably have some more concrete thoughts. So I'm going to go read, and I'll be back when I'm done. All right, so we are down one book. I have finished Spark of the Everflame, and I'm giving it 4 stars. The ending, just wow. I don't know why I didn't see that coming, but I didn't, and I'm completely baffled. And I really hate it. I don't own book 2. But, so let's talk about this book for a minute. So let's talk about the characters. I like the characters for the most part. DM, who's our main character, she got on my nerves a little bit. And then she finally started thinking more about the consequences of her actions and whatnot towards the end. So I was like, okay, I'm getting more on board with her character. And then Henry is completely Dane vibes from Fourth Wing. Get rid of him. Don't want him here. I don't like him. I like her little brother, Teller. We didn't get a ton of him in this book, but the stuff that we did get, I am really intrigued, and I'm very excited to see more development with him and his love interest, because I think that's going to be a very interesting dynamic to explore, especially considering DM's own romantic inclinations, I should say. Luther is the most interesting character in this book, in my opinion. Something went on there between him and DM where, how do I say this in a non-spoiler way? He was able to feel something. I'll just leave it at that. Don't know what that means, but he's definitely very interested in her and wants to keep her close so he can help her discover herself, is what the vibes I'm getting. He doesn't seem like a bad guy at all. And yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's like this book is very much a setup book. This is probably the most setup book I can think of, honestly. Like we didn't get any like real big plot development until the very end, but that's so we can lead into the first book. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I'm giving it 4 stars. I almost was contemplating like a 3.5, but just because I don't know what it is about some of these romances I'm reading lately, but I just feel like things are developing a little too quickly. But nothing's really developed in this. We've had like maybe one scene where they just couldn't help themselves, which I'm okay with. That's fine. I don't know. I just feel like things are developing a little too quickly in fantasy romance in general. I need more slow burn. So hopefully we'll get more of that in the next book, of a more subtle buildup. I mean, I'm not saying this is like insta love or anything. That's not what I'm saying. I just feel like some things aren't marinating as long as they need to be. But I am very excited to see where we go in the next book, because like her parents are very interesting. Her dad, don't know what he's up to, and her mom, I don't know what the fuck she's up to. And I think that's one of my main complaints, is like her mom is missing through this whole book, and we feel bad for DM because of course she misses her mom and her mom's not around, but we didn't get any scenes of her with her mother that are in the present, I mean. And I think we should have had at least maybe one scene just to have the family dynamic established before we took her out of the story. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm very excited to keep going. I really hate I don't have book 2, because I would be tempted to start book 2. But I'm going to start one of my other books. I don't know which one I'm going to start with yet. I have either Blood and Steel or Lady of Darkness. I really want to read both of them. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to pick up, but in the next clip, you'll know. So I'm calling it a night, though. I can't believe I read this book in 2 days. Like, it's only Monday. I started this yesterday, and I'm already done. So good on that. So I'm going to start my other book, and I will update you when I can. Okay, so I'm here for my final check-in for Blood and Steel by Helen Scher. I haven't really vlogged that much. It's been a really hectic week. So I didn't get as much reading done as I wanted to, but it's Friday now. I have 2 days left, and I'm going to be finishing this tonight. This has blown me away in every way possible. So basically, I haven't talked about the plot of this book, but basically we're following Thea, who wants to be a soldier, but due to this prophecy, women aren't allowed to hold swords anymore. So she finds a loophole around that and starts training to be a warrior, and a lot of crazy stuff ensues from there. We have Wilder Hawthorne, who is our love interest, and he is like a war sword, so he's like a very legendary warrior amongst these people. And we have incredible side characters. I love Kip. I love Cal. I love her sister Rin. Everyone in this book is so amazing. And Thea is such a great main character. I'm so excited to follow her journey. And this has very quickly become one of my new favorite fan rows. I even bought the entire series. So I am heavily invested in this, and the tension between Thea and Wilder is palpable. Their bickering, their dynamic is just so much fun to read. I'm just having the best time with this book. And granted, I didn't read it as fast as Spark of the Everflame, but I think this is better than Spark of the Everflame. That book is so much fun. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. But this, I just think is a much stronger start to a series. And I'm very excited to continue on with this. I'm very close to the end, like I just said. I am about an hour out from finishing it. I'm heading to a friend's house, so I won't be able to read until I get home. And sorry about my hair, guys. I got a haircut from someone new yesterday, and I'm not a fan. I look like a porcupine, so I'm sorry about that. But yes, I'm very excited to keep going with this series, and this book is just so great. And it's hard because, like I said, I just ordered the rest of the series. They won't be here until Monday, but I don't know if I want to jump into Lady of Darkness. Maybe I will, just because one, it's here, and two, I do want to read this. Like, it's not like I don't want to, but like, this has taken over me. This is better than the Book of Azrael. It's better than Spark of the Everflame. I'll have to go through all the fan rows I've read to see how it compares to others. But for this, if you're a fan of Fourth Wing, if you're a fan of course, Silver Flames, if you're a fan of Divergent, I would highly recommend this book because it has all those vibes. It's a very beautiful mixture, I feel. And yeah, I'm just so hyped because I hoped I would like this book, but I didn't realize I was going to love it as much as I am. And I'm probably going to be doing a whole series vlog on this because I need to keep going. But I have other reading plans like this coming up. And just a side note, a week from today is the release of The Throne of Honor and Blood by Jay Bree, which is the second book in her Mortal Fate series. The first book being The Crown of Oaths and Curses. If you watch my video on that book, you guys know, like, I am obsessed with that book. It's one of my favorite books of all time now. And the sequel is coming out, and I'm just, I cannot wait. I will definitely be doing a reading vlog for that, but you guys don't care about that right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and head to my friend's house, and I will see you guys in the next update. Alright, so I'm here to give you guys my final update of Blood and Steel by Helen Scher. And this was just such a breath of fresh air, honestly. I loved this book so much. The world is very small, but I can tell that we're just gonna explode into something giant. And the characters are very fun. I love our side characters, Cal and Kip in particular, are just so great. And our wonderful friends with Thea, our main character, they were giving me very much like Golden Trio vibes, you know, Harry, Hermione, and Ron. That type of dynamic, sort of, but it was just so good. And I loved our romance with Wilder and Thea. Our romance has kind of gotten complicated as apparent to the conclusion of this first novel. And it will be interesting to see where it develops from here. I know book 2 is pretty spicy from what I've heard, so things are going to go well, I guess, in regards to that. But yeah, I just think the magic, like the magic is very subtle in this book, but it's leaving you crumbs that make you intrigued and you want to know more and you want to explore this magic that becomes apparent in this first novel. And yeah, I just really liked this book quite a bit. I'm hoping to jump into the rest of the series quite soon. I think I'll probably do a reading vlog for that because I do feel very heavily invested in this book and I am wanting to go on this journey with you guys. So I gave this 4.5 stars, 4 stars on Goodreads, just because there are some parts of this book that I don't know if annoyed me is the right word, but like Thea can kind of get on my nerves just a little bit, but she redeems herself in a lot of other ways too. So yes, I highly recommend this book. Go read it. It's so good. It's so much fun. And that is the last book I'm finishing in this vlog. But since this vlog is starting fantasy romance series, I went ahead and started listening to Lady of Darkness by Melissa K. Roerick. We're following a girl named Scarlet, who is an assassin living in this castle with all these other people. I'm barely in the beginning, so we're still learning more. But she's a very badass assassin who starts training with another character named Riker, who comes into her life. And he's a very fascinating, very interesting character. And he may or may not be our love interest. Who's to say? But this book is so much fun so far. I've only listened to like the first hour and a half of it. And it's just so much fun. Oh my gosh. I'm having such a good time with this. It does have Throne of Glass vibes. It is different, but there are definitely Throne of Glass vibes. So I am about to start another reading vlog, and we're gonna finish this puppy in that one, but I am starting it. So I'm putting it, at least this part, in this vlog, so I can say I at least started 3 fantasy romance series. So we'll get more in depth in the next vlog about this book. And yes, that is it. So we read Blood and Steel. We read Spark of the Everflame, which is in my room. I'm not gonna go get it. And we started Lady of Darkness. So all in all, not a bad week for me at all. This is quite a good week for me. This next vlog will be somewhat more tamed. I'm reading 2 books because another book I am very excited for comes out on Friday. And so we're going to gear up for that, but I'll talk more about that in my next vlog. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know if you've read all the books in this vlog, and we'll see if we had similar vibes, you know? I'm down to talk to you guys about any of these books, and go follow me on Instagram as well. I'm very active on there, and I would love to talk to you guys. So comment, subscribe, follow me, and I hope to talk to you guys next time. Bye.